Hey Rose, want to grab a drink?
Your happiest hour of the week starts now.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy because the drinks are on us. Welcome back to Drinks on Us. I'm Riley.
And I'm Rose. We're so happy you joined us for happy hour. We are back yet again for another episode, one that I think many of you are excited about because we've teased it on our social. We have the founder and CEO and icon in the dance world, Carsen Rowe, on. Did I say Tribe 99 or did I forget to say that?
And founder of Tribe 99. I think you said founder, but not of what?
Of Tribe 99, Carsen Rowe. I am so excited to sit down with her. You guys are so excited. So I know this is going to be an amazing episode. We're going to hear all the scoop. She is the genius and wizard behind Ohio State Pom, LSU hip hop, and she was our choreographer for our hip hop when we were not old hags dancing at the University of Louisville. So it's just going to be yes, we were dancers. So what? So it's going to be an amazing episode. I'm really excited for the main segment. Of course, we'll do our usual banter before, but you guys are in for a treat. I cannot wait. So Rye, to kick us off so we can bring Carsen on. What do you have in your cup tonight?
Ooh, tonight I'm drinking a Bloom Pop in the flavor raspberry lemonade. I always say I've never tried any other flavor than the Shirley Temple. And I just have to say, I don't know if I'll ever stray again.
Oh, that's not what I was hoping to hear.
I know. It's like fine, but it doesn't compare to Shirley Temp. Just so you know. Is
it tart or sweet?
It's like a little bit of both. I don't know. It's like fine. I feel like I'm maybe just not a lemonade girly.
That's fair. Well, thank you for sharing that because I've always been intrigued to try.
Yeah, I don't know if you would love. What's in your cup?
I'm kicking it strong with my Shirley Temple, my cream soda because
you got. Did you find it at Publix again?
Well, I just really stocked up.
Okay, good. As you should.
But I think this one is my last or second to last, which is sad, but I'm going to the grocery again tomorrow. So I'll let you guys know if I strike gold again.
Yeah, let us know. I'm going to live through you. Every time I'm at the grocery store, I check and I haven't been lucky yet.
I'm really sorry. Well, if you ever find yourself at Walmart, that is like Poppy heaven.
Okay, I've got to go.
It's worth it.
Good to know.
And maybe like meet the people of Macon. They say like your town's true characters live in Walmart.
No, you're right. I should go, but maybe not alone.
Yeah, maybe take Kate along for the adventure.
Yeah, I'll take my bodyguard.
Absolutely. So how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm trying to think of what I did this weekend. I always forget. What did you do?
What did I do?
By the time Monday rolls around, it's like, feels like a year ago.
I know. And we're filming, like Riley just said, on a Monday. And Ryan had off work today. So it's giving long weekend.
A Monday that feels like a Sunday.
Correcto. I think we just... Oh, it was Valentine's Day this weekend.
Oh, how was your date night?
We had a date night. It was great. And we actually gave ourselves another date night with Shiloh the day after. Spontaneity. Okay, being spontaneous as parents.
Wait, what did you do? How did Shiloh do?
She did great. Best she's ever done because I can give her some of the food I'm eating now. Yeah. And she's big enough for the high chairs. So, and it was outside. And I think I'll give you this tip. Anytime when in doubt, take the baby outside.
Okay. Great tip.
We love being outside. It's like that breath of fresh air. So she did great. We were kind of just bopping around town and we were like, let's just stay and have dinner. So anyways, date night was great. We did some house projects. We kind of just did a little bit of everything. I don't have a ton.
Tell us about the house projects.
Oh, we're just trying to, we're rocking and rolling on Shy's room still. Trying to make decisions on different things, boring stuff. We had a bookcase that I bought before she was born that I don't know why they would market it as a children's bookshelf. It's such a hazard. It's not child friendly at all. Do you remember it?
Is it the one that was in the loft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she can pull up on it and then like tip the whole thing.
Right.
And it doesn't even like hook onto the wall. So we're like, we've replaced those with like wall mounted books, just boring stuff. It's really not fun.
Oh, I love a house project.
Yeah. You're in House Project City.
House Project City over here. It's a construction zone in my kitchen. We got new countertops today and nothing can ever go smoothly. Like the guys left and there's like stuff. I'm like, wait, our dishwasher doesn't close. They like blocked it with the new counter. So I'm just dealing with that.
Annoying.
We don't have a kitchen sink. They didn't put the faucet in. So
did you what are you going to do for dinner? You think takeout?
Cade had me text him my Chipotle order right before this. So we're good to go.
I will say I haven't cooked dinner yet, which is never good to like not have it prepared before the pod.
Right. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear. Maybe you can get Chipotle too.
I know. I'm like wondering if I should run out after. I'll be totally honest. I hear Shiloh like screaming at the top of her lungs during bedtime right now.
Oh my gosh.
It's not going great for Ryan. So, we'll see if takeout is necessary because
you deserve a treat. Oh my gosh. Chipotle sisters.
Yeah.
Well, what else do we have to catch up on?
Well, I do think we need a baby update. Like we're in our final weeks of getting to like hear updates of him in the belly.
Stop. Oh my gosh. I'm getting like, it's actually crazy how close I'm getting. I feel like I say that every single episode, but this week starts my weekly appointments. So
that's huge, right?
Yeah, we're at that point. Baby's doing good. He's moving around. He always moves around when we're filming. It's so crazy. Oh, you know what I'm getting is Braxton Hicks.
Oh, I got so many of those. It's
like
weird.
It's not painful, but my stomach gets so hard and it happens like very often. Is that normal?
Mine happened all the time. Yeah. I mean, I think it's normal. It happened for me and everything was fine. But
yeah,
I think it's sometimes like when I'm doing a lot, I'll notice. I feel like it happened all the time.
I know. I'll just be like, even now, like not right now, but when we're filming, I like feel my stomach he gets hard in there.
Yeah, it's such an interesting feeling. Honestly, Rye, it's so strange because I remember it, but I kind of forget. But I know what you're talking about.
No, I remember at your baby shower, you told me you were getting Braxton Hicks contractions. And I was like, contractions? Like, oh my God. But now that I'm experiencing it, I'm like, oh, that's what that was.
And I will say, I don't know if this is like good or bad, but that has absolutely, I don't know why they call it a contraction. Not one part of it reminded me of birth at all.
No, it doesn't. It's not painful at all.
Yeah, but like, why do they call it that? It's weird.
I don't know. Who's this Braxton guy?
Yeah. No, nothing good with the name Braxton, eh?
Can't be good.
But you're feeling great.
Yeah, still feeling good. Slowing down for sure. Like working out less for sure. Mm-hmm. I'm 20 steps behind Kate on our walks, but I'm still trying to get out there. So
that's all you can ask of yourself.
Yeah.
The last month for me was like the toughest. So we're proud of you. You look amazing.
Thank you.
You're in the final stretch. And he's like fully ready, like basically.
Yeah, I think he's like pretty much cooked.
Yeah, just some fat now.
Yeah, just some like tweaks.
Just his final touches for his arrival for mama and dad.
He's getting final touches. Oh, speaking of final touches, I got my hair done this weekend. That's what I did. I got it blonder and longer because I was like, I feel like my son needs to meet me when I'm looking my best. And that's when I feel my best.
Wait, that's cute. Also, too, for your confidence,
Right. Like I want to feel like myself postpartum and I wasn't loving my dark hair anymore. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. So I did it.
That's your truest self. Like you feel your truest self. Like now is not the time to be different.
Right. I'm not going to dare to be different postpartum.
And you're working on the nursery. How's it coming?
Oh,
it's stunning.
The nursery's coming along. I put Cade to work hanging. Oh my gosh. Hanging things was so stressful because we have wallpaper and it's like, if you mess up the wallpaper, you can't cover it up and paint it.
So true.
It was so stressful, like measuring, marking, but he killed it. He's my little handyman. Yeah.
His little, flashlight headband had me sent to the moon.
Oh, one thing about Cade is if there's a reason to wear the headlamp, he's going to do it. Or he's going to make a reason to wear the headlamp.
That's amazing. I love that about him.
Loves it. Yeah.
Anything else?
That's really it. I mean, we were at baseball games all weekend. And other than that, just, over here pregnant.
Oh, and you got your car.
Oh, and I got my mom car. Yes. I love it.
I mean, that's huge news. Like, it was the talk of the town last weekend.
I'm a Palisade girly now, you guys. I love driving my car.
Do you love, like, the drive? Is it so fun?
It's so fun because it's such, like, my other car it was old. So I didn't have, like, all the, fun screens. And I didn't even have Apple CarPlay in my old car.
The best, right?
The best. And I have the heads-up display. So it shows you, like, your mileage.
You bougie mama.
It shows you on the dashboard how fast you're going.
My one family I babysat had that. I cannot believe a family I babysat let me whip their Escalade. No, I would never.
That is incredible. Did you like driving it?
Oh, I loved it. But it had the heads-up display, like, and would tell you how, like, what the speed limit was and what you were going.
Yes.
Felt so bouge.
I think I said on the dashboard. I meant to say on the windshield. It tells you.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the best thing ever. So
kind of distracting.
I like it.
No, I love it, but I'm like, oops, pay attention.
Yeah, I've never paid more attention to the speed limit before.
So we are just in that final stretch. You have your car, you have the nursery, like, you're ready.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not ready, but I am,
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. Well, that's awesome. Well, if you don't have anything else, do you want to tell us what's in your cart?
Oh, yes. I think you're going to laugh at what's in my cart, or because of the reason I got it. So Cade's birthday was last week, and he's been ranting and raving about getting an air purifier and humidifier in our bedroom. And so I got him a 2-in-1 purifier and humidifier for his birthday. He was so lit. I guess that's what being 30 means.
That's an amazing gift. What brand did you get?
Okay, so I asked ChatGPT for, like, the best brand, baby safe, blah, blah, blah. I didn't get the top of the line because those were expensive. I got one in our budget, Homedics. Have you ever heard of that brand?
Yes. I actually had a humidifier in Louisville from that brand. I just, like, didn't take it through the move, and you kind of just say F it.
Yes. So I got that, and it's been great. I think he really is enjoying it. And that's what Chat told me was, like, the best for my price range.
Amazing. Yes, definitely link it. I have this one that I would love to get, but to your point, it's like thousands of dollars. That's just not realistic for me.
No. So I will link the one we have because it works great. And then the only other thing in my cart is, this is so random, but I've been, like, I'm on my last leg of all of my Summer Fridays lip balms, lip butters.
No. Nothing worse.
Like, when they're all so skinny and you're, like, trying to squeeze it out? That's me right now.
Well, when you restock, you should also try a shade of the lip pencil thing.
Okay. Yeah, I will. I'll be restocking. We'll let you guys know if I try that. But that's it for my cart. What's in yours?
My cart. Okay. I forgot to recheck because of Justin Bieber's brand. I keep calling this brand Skylar, but it's
Cycler.
Cycler. Thank you.
Well, that's how I say it, but I know what you're talking about.
I just keep, when you have that, like, what's it called? The butterfly effect, when you see a brand and then you notice, like, so many other people use it and it's popping up everywhere. Well, that is what is happening for this brand. And I believe they just went into Sephora.
I see it everywhere too. Is it clean?
That I need to double check, but their body oil is calling my name.
I need to know. If you try it, I need to know because it's
okay.
I feel like the marketing, like, it's everywhere, like you said.
It gives just high end, like one of those brands that their marketing and their packaging just looks like it's quality. So I do think I want to try it, but I'll be sad if it's not clean. But you know what? Beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah. I mean, I say try.
Okay. And then the second thing, actually, I know a couple episodes ago, I talked about, like, a sweatpant set that was kind of a Aritzia dupe at Old Navy. Well, I was watching one of Ken Craddock's vlogs, and she had like a t-shirt short, like just like a cotton everyday, real cute, like oversized, good for, honestly, it'd be great for you, right? Like good for pregnant and postpartum. And I feel like that's perfect for summery spring here in Florida. And she said it's Old Navy.
Old Navy's been slaying, I feel.
They are. They're like an affordable kind of everyday kind of fit into our capsule wardrobe mentality.
And like they're so slept on.
They are. Like they've been around the block. Like they're still here. They're still relevant. Put some respect on their name.
Truly. I'm so sorry, Old Navy, for the way you've been treated.
Yeah, and Old Navy / Gap is great for babies.
I know. We have a lot of cute things from Gap Baby or Baby Gap.
The best.
The best.
That's it.
Okay, well, should we go get our guest?
Yes, I'm so excited.
Today, we are sitting down with the founder of Tribe 99 and iconic dance team choreographer, Carsen Rowe. Hi, Carsen.
Hello.
It's so great to have you.
Hello, you guys. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my gosh. Before we started recording, we were saying how it's been so long since we've talked. Probably the last time we've been in the same room was in the depths of when Riley and I were still college dancing.
Exactly. Yes. So putting the pieces together. Yeah. Essentially. Yeah. I think the last time I probably saw you guys was in Louisville, probably at a nationals practice and in the midst of the chaos. And so when this came up, I was like, absolutely. It'll be so fun to reconnect and see you guys and in a different light, in a different capacity, not college dancers anymore, which is crazy.
I know. Yes. So for listeners who are unsure of our connection or how we know Carsen, obviously so many of you guys are also dance team fans or just, I feel like now college dance has so much hype around it. So you don't even have to be a former dancer to know some of the iconic Ohio State, LSU, all of that. She is the magic behind all of that. But she also choreographed our hip hop routines for us at Louisville when we were on Ladybirds 3 out of our 4 years, right? I believe 3 out of our 4 years. Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. It's
I think so. Yeah. So we're so excited to chat with you. We always, before we get into the questions that we curated, ask what you have in your cup tonight. So what did you choose to drink tonight?
I love this question because if you know me, you know that I love a red wine. This is a cab. It's kind of my go-to. I'm a wine girly.
My favorite is Pinot Noir. Do you like Pinot?
Love a Pinot too, but I definitely feel like I lean like I'm going to just go for a glass. It's definitely a cab, normally.
Cab.
I love a good cab.
In a bloom?
Oh, yes. I'm drinking Bloom Pop.
Oh,
but
Poppy.
I'm eyeing your wine. It looks so good. I can't wait.
No, soon you can have this again. Have you tried the Shirley Temple one? The Bloom?
It's so good. We talk about it like all the time.
So good. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, I think it's like my favorite.
Yep, I'm in.
Well, I guess before we get into our questions, Carsen, if you don't mind introducing yourself and your brand for anyone who may not be familiar.
Yes. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Carsen. I am the founder and CEO of Tribe 99 Choreography and currently based out of Nashville, Tennessee, but the company's kind of spread out all over the place. I would say people probably know me if you're a dancer. You probably either know me from being a choreographer for teams like Ohio State, LSU, and 700 others in my career. Yeah, I'm not that old, but I have been doing this for a very long time. Or you probably know me from the business side and from Tribe 99, whether it's our recruiting events, whether it's, us, one of our choreographers working with one of your teams, or just a fan and have heard of the name. And we've been around for 10 years now. So that is a little bit about me. I live in Nashville now. I have a Bernedoodle named Jake. I'm engaged. I get married in June. Just craziness.
Yay! Wait, Carsen, maybe they know you from Pitch Perfect.
Oh, there is that. I always forget. There's so many, it's like life has so many different chapters. So when I'm introducing myself, I always, try to limit down the chapters. But yes, I was in Pitch Perfect 3. I actually just posted that. It was the story of it was 2017 or on this day in 2017. And it was us at our first rehearsal. So yeah, for those that don't know, I did a stint living in Atlanta, got to dance commercially in an industry, did a lot of fun jobs, Sierra music video, Pitch Perfect 3, just a lot of craziness at that time of my life. And it was so fun. And yes, if you see Pitch Perfect 3 and you see a blonde with some space buns on top of her head, that is me.
You really have lived a lot of lives.
I know. It's really crazy. Many chapters.
Many chapters.
Like we said, she's iconic, you guys.
She is truly iconic.
Okay, so speaking of Tribe, tell us about Tribe 99's involvement in college recruiting. What does that look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So Tribe 99, like I said, I started the company when I was right out of college, so like 23. I always forget how old I actually was, but we're actually going into our 10th year anniversary, which is absolutely insane this May. I can't believe it's been 10 years of just blood, sweat, tears going into a business, trying to grow something that is meaningful and is a legacy, but essentially Tribe in the recruiting game. So in 2017, so back, rewind, essentially we're going on our 10th year anniversary of business and 10th year of our combine event. We were the first to ever do really a recruiting event of its kind, where we call it the Dance Combine. It's our national like flagship event, where we essentially have high school dancers come in from all across the country. And then we have college coaches representing all different types of programs from D1 to Open, Hip Hop, Jazz Pom, NBA, DTU, UDA, all come into one event weekend, and has really become a recruiting resource for high school dancers to get recruited by these college coaches. So, back 10 years ago when we started this thing, it was like we had no clue what was going on, because at that time, recruiting in college dance wasn't really a thing, right? It was you auditioned for, and so many teams still operate on an audition model, right? So you show up, you audition, you make it or you don't. Whereas now, so many college dance teams are shifting over to recruiting, which is what you're seeing, or it kind of parallels that of other collegiate sports, football, baseball, basketball, where there's offers now involved. So really, us starting that combine has really just kind of paralleled everything that's going on in the recruitment side. So on top of just our recruiting events, which have now expanded to like our regional combines, which actually are this summer. So if you're a high school dancer out there, we're about to actually launch tomorrow. So grab your spot. But on top of our events that we have, we also do a lot of recruitment education. So I think that's probably one of my favorite parts about the job that I have, is really kind of curating all of anytime that our summer faculty goes out, or I do a lot of webinars internally for our events, but essentially we recruit, or we educate dancers on how to get recruited by college coaches. Everything from what you should have on your social media, to what to say and what not to say, to what to post and what not to post, how to create your recruiting profile in the best way for college coaches. So things have really changed and evolved. Even since you guys were in college, I'm sure you look back and you're like, wait, what's going on now? Like it's me, I was right before you guys went in. And even from the time I was a college dancer to now, it's just truly ever evolving and has evolved so fast. So, I would say Tribe 99's ultimate role is just being there as a recruiting resource to help kids that without us wouldn't have had maybe that exposure or those opportunities. And just being a trusted source. We're the ones who have been around for 10 years. And I really am dance team through and through. I was born in this industry, built in it, have been in it since I was 3 years old, with my mom being my dance coach. So we just try to give back in the best way that we know how, which is getting these kids future opportunities that otherwise essentially they wouldn't have. So
it's so crazy too, because something like that would have been so nice for us. Like, you obviously have dealt, I'm sure every school is different, but Riley and I literally went through war to just figure out how to try out for Louisville dance team.
Rose,
to have a resource would have been such a game changer. And I see girls now from the dance studio that I grew up at go to your combines, and it's just so amazing that these resources are out there, and to have someone who's not only walk the walk, like you talk the talk, but you walk the walk. So what to do, what these coaches want to do. And it's so amazing what you do for these girls, because it's like daunting. You don't know where to go, who wants you, what's a good fit for you.
Yeah. And you're just seeing too, it was so regional based too, kind of like, it was like, if you grew up in Ohio, you went to Ohio. If you grew up in Virginia, you probably went somewhere in Virginia, right? Whereas like now at our event, every single year we're seeing kids from Florida go dance in California, or from Washington State that end up in Ohio, or whatever it is. So it's like, it's really expanding opportunities that, again, back in the day, it was just so regional, whereas now it truly is a national recruiting scale, and more opportunities, again, like I said, for these kids. It's really crazy. It's the coolest thing probably to see and watch.
You guys are absolutely incredible. Like, what an amazing resource to have at your fingertips when you're in that, time of your life when you're choosing where to go.
Yeah.
Rose, I was getting flashbacks to us driving all over the city of Louisville looking for Todd Sharp. Like, we just wanted to say, like, hi, we're Rose and Riley. How do we try out? Like, how embarrassing is
my mom went up to like, my mom went up to like the admission center and was like, is Todd Sharp in his office?
Like, imagine if we had Tribe.
I mean, that the whole purpose of why I started it was because I did it, essentially, again, having been somebody, nowadays I feel like it's very common, like you kind of hit on this at the beginning where like, right, dance team has become so popular. It's become, it's expanded so much. So I think it's kind of like, I don't know, rewinding back, it's filling the gaps that I never had either, like going back to when I was graduating high school, I was like, what do I do? What's going on? Where do I go? Where should I dance? And I was fortunate enough to have like now my best friend, long story, but like now my really, really close friend had gone to Cincinnati already. So I already kind of knew of it. And there was like a pipeline-ish kind of there built in through our studio. So like, yeah, it has evolved so much in the last 10 years. It's insane.
So when you talk about recruiting, what do coaches look for in recruiting? And can you just dive into a little bit more on how the dance team world has really transformed over the last decade?
Yeah, of course. So essentially for college recruitment nowadays, I would say, like, to answer your first question about like what coaches look for, I think there's like a underarching kind of like common denominator, right? Of like what, no matter whether they're super competitive, D1A, top 3 school versus just started competing in open. I think there are base level things, but then as far as the specific things, right? I always say this to any like dancer out there who's like getting recruited, is like, there really is no cookie cutter approach to recruitment. Like some people, you might get recruited, you might be seen your freshman year at an event and all of a sudden the coach loves you. And then sophomore year, they're like, they just essentially track you all through your high school season, versus I've seen seniors who haven't been in quite the recruiting game, are so late from studio world. They're like, what is this? I think I want to do it. And then they end up getting tossed in their senior year and like pedal to the metal and then get recruited. So it really kind of depends on where you're at in your life. But regardless, I think that all coaches out there, I have this thing that I call like the 60-40 rule, which essentially is like 60% of the reason you're getting recruited is based off of who you are. 40% is based off of your talent. So,
wow.
Is that, statistically proven? No. But is it my golden rule that I always preach? Is yes. And I say that because I think so many high school dancers nowadays need the reminder that who you are, and not just who you show up at that one clinic or show up at that one combine or at our event, what you look like maybe in that setting, but like who you are every day, how you show up at your studio. Because like with this recruiting, it's like a job now where like they're calling you references and they're calling your other coaches. And so the more that you can show up consistently and be the best version of yourself, you want to make sure that like at any time, if a college coach were to call your teacher, studio owner, choreographer, that person has really good things to say. Because there's been circumstances where maybe that's not the case and it really does damage that kid's recruiting opportunities. So generally speaking, I think it's like character matters a lot. On the talent, so that's like the character side of the equation. On the talent side of the equation, I mean, you guys can probably see this because you have seen, you're still so involved in the dance community. It's like the versatility that is required now to be a college dancer is insane. So longer the days where you got to be like, have one good thing, right? I think that especially the higher up you go in competitive scale, the more that these coaches are looking for those kids that can do everything or have the athleticism base that can be taught anything. So, you have to be able to turn, jump, somewhat be flexible. I would have been cut immediately in that department. You have to be able to do jazz, hip hop, pom. You have to be athletic. You have to be able to have stamina. Like, you really do have to be pretty well-rounded to excel. And from a talent standpoint, I would say like that's what coaches really are looking for too. Because regardless, you guys know this from obviously being on Lady Bird, it's like no matter what routine you compete in, category that you compete in or at the national championships, you're still doing all 3 styles on the sideline. So
Right.
if you're only a jazz and pom team, you still have poms in your hands 99% of the time on a sideline and have to be able to do like high beat, low BT. So being well-rounded is definitely I tell, dancers that all the time. I'm like, train in everything, take class from everybody, be versatile, because it does matter for sure.
I thought you were going to go, Riley.
Grace?
I was just going to say kind of on the character side, I saw a little bit ago, you posted something about like social media and like being aware because it's like your digital footprint or your resume. And if my college self could have used that advice, like I was out of control on what I posted, but it's so important because that's your impression. Like that's there forever, especially now with the footing that dance team has on social media. So I'm sure like you educate the girls about that as well.
All the time. That's probably like, anytime I tap into that mode, I always am like, okay guys, like Auntie Carson's here. It's like, I always call myself that because it's like, it's nothing that they haven't heard before. Their parents talk about it. Their high school, their studio owners talk about it. Their coaches talk about it. Whoever it is, they've heard it before. But I think sometimes just hearing it from maybe a different voice or somebody who has seen certain circumstances. So yeah, I mean, Rose, exactly to your point. It's like back in the day, if we had social media, the access that it would be bad. Like, thank God we're not on the internet, essentially. But nowadays, there's phones everywhere. You're always on. You're in a fishbowl tenfold. We always were, but like it's extreme now. So yeah, I mean, recently, just there was like, I feel like it got better, and I spend so much time talking about this, like all the time, to parents, to dancers, any tribe event that I'm talking at, I talk about social media. But this national championship was like for high school that happened. There was some crazy things that I was saying.
Wow.
And it's not even like, I think it's hard because they're in high school and they just want to have fun. So they're just like, I'm just going to do this trend because it's cute and it's fun and I want to hit the step and I just want to like, woo, and post on TikTok. But they're not thinking about like what choreography they're doing at their age, and they're not listening to the lyrics of these trends and these trending audios. And it was bad. So like, I just felt the need. I'm like, I can either sit here and continue watching it happen. And I'm not big on social media. I don't post a lot. It was like 10:30 at night. I had no makeup on. And I was like, hi, okay. So be here. I just felt the need to like, just remind these dancers, because it was when they were all together at nationals. They're in their school uniforms doing these trends. And I'm like, if a college coach sees this, you're toast. You're done. And I know that sounds like crazy and scary, but that is the reality. Like if I'm a coach and I have 150 kids in my pipeline, I'm like, why? You make one mistake and it really can be that serious. So yeah, I felt the need the other week to be like, hey guys, reminder, stop doing it. Just
thank goodness for Auntie Carson.
Auntie Carson is what I call myself. I'm like, I'll be probably a Grandma Carson in like 10 years, or 5 years. But yes, like I just am like, you need to listen to your parents. I'm like, your parents are right. And you guys know, it's not even dance. It's like a life lesson. Like,
right.
When I'm hiring for Tribe or when I'm looking for people, it's like, it is a resume now. Like your social media is partly, in dance specifically, a resume, not in real life, but it's just such a representation of you. So I'm like, why let that stand in your way of getting recruited?
Could not agree more. I think we can all hear the passion that you have for the industry and just everything that you do. Can you explain the why behind Tribe and just everything that you're doing for the dance team community?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like I never get asked that. Yeah, so I think my big why, I think, is like very centered. And I think a lot of people don't understand how long this industry has been in my life. So, it's becoming so popular, and you see so many studio people that are coming over to college, or you see so many people who are dance team is now exciting, and it's amazing. Like I love the exposure that it's getting. But I think what people probably don't realize is just how deeply rooted I am in this specific area of, the whole ecosystem of dance. So it's like, I grew up, so a huge part of, I think, my why is my mom. She was my studio owner, dance coach, trained me, my entire life. So starting at 3 years old, I was at practices for 12 hours because that was like back in the day when you could practice for like 20 hours a day, like on a tennis court, and like you were doing like full headstands, like back in the 90s. So like I grew up watching her, and then by the time I'm 10 years old, I'm like on choreography jobs with her, like just watching. So a lot of what I did, and I think a lot of my why is so deeply rooted in my family connection, and my mom is still involved in everything that we do today and still consults and still works with the teams that I choreograph for. So a huge part of that, I think, is just like the family connection and like truly it being something I was born into. And then I think that goes into the why I care so much is because I've seen the issues, or I was around when the music guidelines became a thing and we couldn't dance to real music. I've been around when pop became a category. I've like seen it all. So it makes me care so much because I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, I've seen the wins, I've seen the losses, I've seen, oh no, dance team took 15 steps backwards by this decision. I've seen like, oh, I like this. So I just think a huge part about my why is leaving this industry essentially better than I have experienced it. And I didn't have a bad experience, but I just think that like when I sit down at night, I just am like, I feel like I was put on this earth for a big purpose. And I think that purpose is to help dancers and maybe a way that like, or find any gap and then fill it quickly. I think that's something that Tribe has been so good at and known for. So yeah, I think it's a little bit of family. I think it's like so deep rooted. I wasn't somebody that was just like, this looks fun and I think I could make a lot of money. That's not, of course, building a successful business and like being financially stable and being an entrepreneur and learning so much is a part of it. Of course, I can't lie and say that, but I just think, the why behind it is really that. I'm like, I think dance team deserves a lot more. Even now that it's currently getting, like, we've gotten so much exposure, but we're not even, it's like the iceberg, it's so deep rooted. I think there's so much more to come. So I hope that I can help essentially with that.
Yeah. I feel like you're almost like a one-stop shop for all things dance. Like you do the choreography, you do the recruiting. And I think too, cause you say 10 years and that makes me think, to not age myself, but like that Tribe was like kind of brand new when we were with you. I remember it like becoming a thing while you were choreographing for us.
Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, essentially in this next phase, I think that like if I had to sum up like Tribe and what I want to be known for, it's like we really are like the ecosystem of dance team culture, right? So from everything from, we have training, recruiting, and choreography. So we have our training event, which is the tour. It's like our summer event where it's not recruiting, but dancers essentially learn all this stuff that I'm talking about, like how to get recruited, a lot of recruitment education, master classes and styles that you might not take. And then you're learning from a faculty of like all college dancers. So it's so interconnected in the networking. So that's like the tour side of the equation. And then you have our recruiting, which is like the dance combine and regional combine track, which is our recruiting events that we're not really teaching you a whole lot about how to get recruited. It's more like you show up, you're dancing, and you're ready to go. And then we have our choreography side that has like, it's crazy now that you kind of going back to what you just said. It's like Tribe originally was just like a choreography company. It was just like a branded like way of a choreography company. And then the year after I, started it, became this like, I had a lot of friends that were trying to get into dance team to be like, how do I choreograph or what do I do? So then we started Choreo Connect, which is that third tier of like the business and the ecosystem of Tribe, which is like choreography. So we now have 52 choreographers that we represent under the agency that we book out all across the world on dance team jobs. Last year, I think we did like over 450 projects. That might be routines. I don't want to mess that stat up. I should know that, but it's a lot. It's crazy. So
wow.
I love that you said that because I think that's what I want to become, the place where parents go to be like, or coaches go. And it's the trusted space, of people who really care about it. So
if you had to pick one, oh, sorry, Rai.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, put you on the spot. If you had to, do you have a favorite tier, like choreography, recruiting, or like education?
Oh,
I feel like I know what you're going to say, but I'm excited to hear your answer.
I honestly, like, I think it changes every single day. Like, I know that's like super vague. Like if I had to, I don't know. Choreography so it's weird. So there's like business owner and like founder CEO Carsen. And then there's like Carsen over here, who's like choreographer Carsen. They're obviously connected, but like they're very separate in my brain. So like when you ask like the question about like tribe, I don't think of like myself I think of like the agency and Choreo Connect and everything I built like with my team. So I don't know. I am more heavily involved in, I mean, I'm involved in everything, but like I love the recruitment education stuff. I think there's nothing like seeing a dancer go from freshman year at the tour, not knowing anything about college dance and being like, hi. And then like meeting their parents and be like, they're like, I'm so lost. I'm like, it's okay. You're in the right spot. And then attend maybe sophomore, junior year, attending our combines and like starting to get seen and then watching them grow and just get better and get more confident and making better connections to then like senior year, watching them like pop up on my feed if like they got the offer from like their dream school to then like fast forward to college nationals and like watching them on the stage for the first time. Like there's something pretty special about like the cycle of getting to see dancers from baby to like their freshman year on their dream team at UVA nationals. And I'm so crazy at UVA, like, right. Like I'm running around because I, have teams that I've choreographed for, but I get to see them for like 3 seconds backstage and just like giving them a hug and being like, you made it. Like, congratulations. Like you made it here. And there's something pretty special because it's such a long process, so changes every day though. I love getting up there and talking, like when I have to like go full like anti-Carsen mode on these kids and I roast them in the best way possible is what I always say. I feel like it's my obligation to tell them the truth. So I'm like, listen, I'm going to tell you how it is. And this is why. So I do love when I can get put in that scenario too. So I don't know. That's hard. It kind of changes every day. Some days I'm like, I hate this, love this, hate this, love this. So it's kind of ever evolving.
You're incredible. The dance team world needed you. Like there's no if or ands or buts about it. It's so impressive what you've done.
Thank you.
And speaking of the 10-year anniversary of Tribe, that's coming up. Can you describe the impact from an entrepreneurship and business point of view? Like we know you as choreographer Carsen because that's how we met you, but you're such a businesswoman now and so successful.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's insane. I'm not going to lie. Like, I always tell people, I'm not going to sit here. I think the people who are more in like corporate or work, more of like a steady job or maybe not a business owner want to be entrepreneurs, and the entrepreneurs crave the stability of like something else. Right. So I think that's kind of like the grass is always greener. I think kind of like mindset that like everybody always has. But I think for me, I always tell people, I'm never going to like make it seem like what it is. I feel like I try to be as like genuine, authentic, and like honest of a person as possible. So I think that like sitting here today, getting that question, it's such a reflective question because you get to be like, holy shit, like I did this for 10 years. Like what? I also don't feel old. So it's like, wait, I've been doing this for 10 years. Like, it's really crazy. And I think, to be honest, being an entrepreneur or owning your own business is not for the faint of heart. You're constantly working. I think that for me, having gone from being such a competitive person and still am in my life, it's like the hardest thing is like the boundary of shutting it off, right? Because you care so much and you're so invested. So you're sitting in bed at 11:30 at night, or you're in the shower and you're like, wait, did this happen? Did this go on? What happens if this? It's like your brain is constantly working. And I think for me too, a lot of people don't know this. Like I didn't get a business degree. It's like not a regret because I think everything happened for a reason. And I don't think maybe I wouldn't be here if I had majored in it. But like I have a criminal justice master's degree. So like I was not planning on I knew dance was something I loved, and I was already making I already had financial stability on it by choreographing so much in college. So like I knew it was something I always like loved and wanted to do. But if somebody would have been like, yeah, so like you're going to start this whole business and like own it, I would have been like, wait, pause. I don't know how to run a business. So I think it's part of the most exciting thing is that like I am constantly ever changing, ever growing, and ever learning. I think I get very bored by being stagnant for too long or not having something else. But I think the balance also is like of that is kind of the mindset of like being able to pause and like reflect on the wins. And I think that I'm trying to do a better job of that as we kind of like enter this 10 year of like, we've got a lot of exciting things coming up for Tribe too, just like in this 10 year like milestone. So I'm just trying to do a better job of like pausing and appreciating, like look at the journey, like look at the accomplishments. Cause honestly, I'm not good at that. I'm kind of like, okay, that was fun. Moving on. Like, it's like harder for me to celebrate the wins. I'm kind of always on to the next thing. So, and then I think the last thing I'll say, it's like, it's really, I've always been pretty, I call it like, I always say like split brained. It's like that business sense and like creativity. Sometimes they feel like they're like in a marriage, and sometimes it's like a divorce where I'm like, I have to go from, you know, I'm on calls about like sales tax and insurance and lawyers and this and like the whatever, like all, you know, I'll be on a meeting like that all week or something. Like I'll just be like really business heavy, even though I own a creative company, to then like I'm on a flight and I'm at LSU and I blink and I'm with Sammy and it's like day one of choreography. And I'm like, whoa, how did I get here? Like, so as I get older, and I just think that like, as my brain evolves, it's like harder to switch between the two. But it's also, I've like learned to embrace like, this is who I am. Like I see it now as like, sometimes those things hate each other, but I think it's like just trying to give each one the space it needs. I really feel like I have two split brains up in my head sometimes. So
I can't believe you juggle all of that. Like I truly don't know how you do it.
Thank you. I mean, that's like, but everybody's, you know, like I said, it goes back to the grass. Not the grass is always greener, but like everybody in their own independent sphere of their life, right? I could say the same thing about you guys. It's like, I think it's just, it's a lot. Life's a lot. Everybody's doing a whole lot nowadays. It's like, so long are the days of us having like one single hobby or thing or
right.
Like, I just feel like it's like the job and the 17 hobbies and the this and the that. Like, it's kind of that, this new, I don't know, generation, the millennials. Are you guys millennials? Are you Gen Z?
Yeah,
we are
millennials.
millennial. Wait, what are you?
Why are you not excited, Rose? Rose like, millennials. Embrace it. What do you mean? We're awesome.
We just turned 30. We're just like kind of like coming to terms with us
haggy.
Being old haggies.
Yeah, like crusty, dusty a little.
Yes.
I feel
we're
that.
So crusty.
Crusty is something I feel in the daily. Like when I get out of my bed, like every time I bend down, my knees crack so loud that everybody's like, I'm like, yeah, that was me. Sorry.
Yeah, but you're still like popping that thing at the in the dance world.
Yeah.
Yes, but like also no, like that's hard too. Like I can't, like, to be clear, you know, if I want to hit a step every now and then, like I still got it. But like I'm not actively dancing as much either. So yes and no. Like my knees, you should hear them. Like every time I bend down. Also, like on my 30th, literally 2 weeks after my 30th birthday, I tore my Achilles. So, you know.
No. Dancing?
No, I was working out. It was like in the first 2 minutes of a workout class.
That is seriously so horrible.
No, it was, I think there's like 2 injuries my entire life that I was like terrified of. It was like, you know, as a dancer, it was like tearing my Achilles or my ACL. Like I was like, both of those things, I was like, please, God, no. And yeah, I like turned 30 and 2 weeks later, it snapped. I was like, perfect. This feels right.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm fully healed now. I actually healed pretty fast. But yeah, to answer your question, you're not crusty dusty. I'm 33 and I don't, as long as you don't feel old. Like, no. You go through phases. I get it. But 30s are great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But definitely like when I reflect back saying like, oh, when we were on dance team, I'm like, wow, it was that long ago?
Yeah. I mean, that's like me too. Like,
yeah,
I'll always have, you know, if people come up, they're like, oh, I've been following you since college and whatever, they say the year. And I'm like,
yikes.
Or like even with LSU, like you know, they stay the same age and we keep getting older. Like, right. So they're still 18 to 22. I just, the gap, like Sammy and I just like always talk about this. Like we always just like get older. So, but they're staying the same age range. So like, it's funny because like we'll play a song and they're like, what is this? We're like, you don't know NSYNC?
Stop it.
Yes. Like it does. Like or like they call me a boomer. Like they'll be like, oh, you're such a boomer. And I'm like,
no.
Now that's insulting.
Like
that's tragic.
If you like send like a meme or like a GIF, or if you say certain things, or like, ugh, you're like so like old. I'm like, okay. So yeah, I'm constantly reminded. I'm humbled.
I'm sure. Yeah, you're in the space of like
and they say
Gen
things,
Z.
and I'm like,
the sayings are nuts.
I'm sure they keep you young though.
I think yes, but then it gets to the point where then I start to have like not imposter syndrome, but like I'll come home and like I'll say something, and my fiance's like, "What? Like, where'd you learn that?" And I'm like, "Oh, I mean, you don't know. It's like what the cool kids are saying." Like, so it's like a little bit of both. Like, yes, they keep me young. Like, I feel like I'm more like, oh, like in my family, like you guys don't know what whatever it is. But it feels still so weird. I'm not like coming out of my mouth. I'm like, something's really off here. Like, so
Auntie Carson's coming out.
Yeah, well, she's gonna be like Gma Carsen here soon. So,
okay. Well, since you mentioned LSU, we absolutely have to dive into it. Can you share what that process looks like in terms of like collaborating with their team for nationals routines and their 2026 routine? We have to talk about it.
Yes. So, for those that don't know, I have been choreographing for LSU since 2018. So that was the first time that I ever choreographed for them. So it's been a long journey. And then since 2020, that's when Sammy and I started working together. So we have been choreographing together since then for a long time. So for those that don't know, Sammy McFadden and I obviously co-create all of these LSU hip hop routines each year. Kind of a little bit about the process. I think like people are always so intrigued about like how long it takes, and you guys got to see it. Obviously, like my process has evolved 17-fold. Like that's back when I used to like show up and like have everything. It was like, here you go, here's your routine. It doesn't quite happen like that anymore. I think it's like an ever changing, ever evolving thing. But typically Sammy and I like get like a high level view of the season. It's like Sammy and I will start to brainstorm depending on like our like how inspired we are. Sometimes it's like right after nationals where we already have an idea. Sometimes the idea comes to us in the summer. But there's this like brainstorming side of the equation where Sammy and I will always be like, here's what we want to do. Or like, we'll send each other crazy voice notes, or, hey, have you thought about this? Or go listen to the song. No, like go listen to the song. It's like, wait, before you do, like go listen in your car, make sure you have no distractions. Like you need to feel what I'm feeling. Like, so like we have like the crazy different language that we kind of speak to each other. So like it starts with us just kind of brainstorming of like looking at that upcoming class or looking at their recruiting class and looking at like what is going to pull out their strengths the best, and like what vibe do we want to go. And then parallel to that is like our creativity, right? So our job is to like make sure they look the best, obviously, and not choose something that they might not look good doing. And it's also balancing up that with like, what are we inspired by? What are we feeling? You know, what direction do we want to go? So we do that for, you know, could be like, we just have it. Or could be like a long process of like just determining what we want to do. And then we usually go in like a normal year. This year, for example, like for Kendrick, we went in September. We actually kind of did it differently this year, but normally we'll go in once. We'll teach either like some of the choreography, or we'll teach like some combos that helps us ultimately decide on the song. So we'll do like a little our first trip is like phase 1 of like just testing out choreography, seeing what looks good on them. And then we decide in that moment, essentially, like we walk away normally for that trip being like, this is what we want to do. This is the direction. This is yes. And then we go in usually in October. And October is our choreography week where we go in for usually 7 days. And it's a lengthy process. Some days it's a lot of standing around. Sometimes it's more physical, but it's definitely more mental. I think like, it's just more like a lot of just like, you know, workshopping and testing and working on staging. So we go in for about 7 to 8 days and we will choreograph the full piece. And then it kind of depends on the season of what happens next. But no matter what, we usually go back at least 2 more times to always go back in December to like fix it, clean it, re-choreograph things we don't like, adjust certain things. Then we usually like to go back in January, like a week before they compete. Just to like, again, like refresh the life behind it, like work on like textures and dynamics and performance. And then it's nationals. So like, that's the high level overview of Sammy and I's creative process.
It just like took me back to being in that phase. I'll never forget the first time, like, because we had never worked with, like, Brittany did our
Yes.
open. So it was like a very different experience. It just like took me back. Do you remember, Rye? We were like, oh, this is legit.
Oh, this is legit. Also, what year wasn't like gasoline? What was the year with like the slow-mo Gasolina part?
That was our
Was that our senior year?
senior.
And what was also
2018.
Okay, we're gonna have to like, you guys are gonna have to like send me, like, somebody has to have the links, right, to these routines, because like I need
100%. The first one was the walk for me, walk for me, walk for me. Remember that? Right? That was the first one. And then Airplane was the year that we were on the show. Yeah,
Yes.
that one was so good. The Airplane one.
I'm like, that's what I call it, like the airplane. Like I'm like when you guys are like tossing people in the air.
Yes.
Yep. And then the last year was the Gasolina.
So iconic. I love seeing all of the behind the scenes videos of you guys like on TikTok. I can never scroll past. I have to watch it like a million times. That's so fun. And just seeing you guys and your minds and the team all working so hard together.
Yeah.
I love it. I can't, like, my algorithm is all that.
I feel like, obviously mine too, but it's so collaborative too. You know, that's something I didn't really share about the process that I think is so important for people to understand. With LSU specifically, it's like, they are so talented. Like each of them in their own, you know, there's so many of them on that team that like are currently and are going to be choreographers. Like they have that creative mind, or they just are, there's such a self-assurance and confidence behind them. They kind of all have this star quality about them. So something that makes that team so unique. And when it comes to Sammy and I's creative process, it's like, we truly are building it with them. So it's not like, you know, yes, of course we're doing our jobs and we're like, you know, coming up with the routine and coming up with the staging into this, but like, there's also so much of them in it where we'll maybe do something and then like we'll be playing the music and then like, we'll be like laughing and then like, we'll look up and they're like freestyling and like some girl will like hit like a certain like groove or something. And it's like, what was that? And then
I love it.
Oh, like this. And we're like, yes, that's going in. So it's like a lot of just like, it's a lot of their individuality coming into our creative process. So it's not just one-sided. It's like very mutual in the way that those routines specifically come out. Those dancers are just like, they just have star quality. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
I'm sure that makes it so much more impactful or special when it's time to present it to the world, because it's not just your and Sammy's piece. It's like you guys have built this together. So you're so like emotionally connected to it. Yeah.
And there's such a trust too. It's like, I feel like that's such a huge part about it. Even like with Ohio State too. It's like, there's this trust factor that like is required from like the team to your choreographer or choreographers, where it's like, if you don't trust the vision, right, there's like a lot of, you're going to always walk out there being like, I don't know about this, or like, is this good? Versus, I feel like something that's just like amazing with LSU. It's like, we genuinely could be like, we have truly done every genre of like, we ping pong like nobody's business. And I think that's probably one of the things I love most is like, we always keep people on their feet. People are always, you know, guessing. We're always continuing to push and evolve. And so I think it's really exciting to see that. But it's also in their ability too. I mean, they can do heels one year and then to go do Michael Jackson the other. It's like, they're just
insane
talented. But yeah, that creative process is definitely like ever evolving. And that trust they just trust us so much. So like, you know, if we said we want to go this direction and here's why, they're like, okay.
Yeah.
They trust the process.
Yes, they do.
So you say every year you kind of come up with the idea at different times. So last year during the Super Bowl, did you know immediately?
No.
Oh.
Like that's not like, it was short. It was soon. Like it was, I would have to like look back actually. Sammy and I haven't really talked about this, but this one we knew pretty early. I want to say in the spring, like by March or April, we were both like, yeah, we're in. And then it's a little bit like, okay, I think this is it, but like, let's sit with it and like, let's feel it. And like, let's see if something else comes up that's more inspiring. But no, we knew pretty early on that we wanted to do this one. Wasn't like right at the Super Bowl. They were like, we're doing that. But we were obviously so inspired by it. And then I think that came a little later. We were like, oh, it's also the music rules too. You know, like you can't just, you have to make sure something's on iTunes or something's on Spotify, or like the whole track has to be available. So like, I think it was Sammy who actually found it. She was like, the Super Bowl set is on Apple Music. And I was like, okay.
Obsessed.
So
it's so good. Like
other times it's like late. Like we'll go on that first trip. We have no clue what we're doing. And we'll choreograph, like we'll teach them 6 combos and we're like, we hope one of them really inspires us. But some years it's fast. This year was.
Yeah. This year was like Riley and I were texting. It's like one of those dances you see and you just want to be able to do it yourself. Like it just gives you that itch as a rusty, dusty.
Crusty dusty.
We're so crusty, but we want to try. We want to do it. It's so inspiring.
My left stroke just went.
I know. Yeah. Maybe we could handle that.
Yeah.
Maybe. Absolutely. I don't know about my big belly in there.
Tagged in a story after this, I'm going to be upset.
Oh. Riley at 35 weeks.
Yeah. Just went pow pow. She's like, and that's it.
Baby's rolling around in there.
She's like, and that's it for me.
Okay, well, speaking of like Rose and I meeting you and you choreographing for us for 3 years, so we danced at NDA, and I feel like now the spotlight has shifted to UDA, or not even shifted, but it's like that's the place to be. Mm-hmm. Like, what is the main difference that you see, Carsen, when you're there?
Like in between NDA, UDA, DTU, or just like how much it's really changed? I
guess both.
Yeah. I mean, though I obviously know each brand and know each, segment of the dance industry, I think very well. I think my familiarity and my comfortability is mostly at UDA because that is where I personally grew up competing. That's where I competed in college. That's where majority of my teams, that I choreograph for go to. So I'm most familiar with that brand. But there obviously there's NDA, there's DTU, and I don't think, I think that UDA has gotten the most popularity. And I think that like a lot of the, teams that you see on there have the highest visibility. But I also think that I think DTU does a great job in their own way too. So I think it's kind of like, there's different brands out there. I'm not, necessarily one to say like, go here, over here.
Right.
But I definitely think that UDA has had the most visibility and has become, like they say, like the dance Super Bowl. And, has a lot of just really, really, really top tier talented competitive teams that are competing for that spot. So yeah, it's crazy to see how much, honestly, it's all changed and also teams move around too, which changes the entire dynamic as well. Texas Tech coming over to UDA or, South Carolina that came over to UDA. So there's anytime a team moves or teams leave and then they go to DTU, it's like, or come back, whatever it is, it's like it does change the competitive landscape regardless of the brand that, that you're attending. So, but yeah, I'm most familiar with UDA. Just like for me personally, that's just like where my roots are. That's where I've competed, grown up, and where I'm most familiar when it comes to like the score sheet, what they're looking for, etc. So
how is the dynamic of, we obviously are just watching it now through social media. Like how is that not to say someone's better than the other, but you are choreographing for the top teams that people from the outside watching know who they are, like Ohio State and LSU. So like, what is that dynamic like for you when you're there in person? Like you kind of mentioned it earlier. I'm sure you're running around with like your head cut off, but I'm sure like you're getting stopped left and right. Like, what is that like?
Yeah, it's interesting. So I think to go backwards, because we, kind of mentioned Ohio State, but like they have been such a huge part of like my life, my career. So I was the POM choreographer for Ohio State from 2018 up until this year was the first year that I consulted. So I shifted out of choreography, but I was still involved in it. So this year particularly was just different because things just changed and the dynamic that I had or the role that I played with that team. But Ohio State has been such a huge part of like me, my life, my career. I feel so connected to like the parents, the family, like when you see that many rounds of kids go from like every 4 years, it's like it becomes like a deeper, like very rooted in you. So this year was like a little different because I wasn't necessarily like the lead choreographer for Ohio State, but I was still so invested and involved in their POM routine. So this year was like a little different because like it was kind of like I not had one team, but like I wasn't, backstage as much with Ohio State. So like there was like a different it was all it was weird. It was like a weird adjustment, but a good adjustment because the team, like the crew that took over is awesome. But yeah, the dynamic is normally when I was choreographing so people don't, if you don't know, you have jazz, hip hop, and pom, right, at UDA Nationals. So like going back even 4 years ago, I had a team in each. I had Washington State always in jazz, Ohio State in pom, and LSU in hip hop. So I was choreographing in 3 separate categories and styles. So, but even backing up to that, it's like I'm pretty used to having multiple teams that are competing not against each other, but like in the same space. Mm-hmm. When you're working with 2 teams at that level, I think that like what people probably don't realize, it's like, one, it's such a blessing because I've gotten to work with 2 of the top dance teams in the country and be a part of their families and the program as a whole. But they're also so different. Like they look like, you think that all these like D1A top 3, whatever schools like might be the same. Like they're so uniquely different. Like their personalities, what they think is funny, the coaching styles, what they listen to for warm up, it's just like everything it's so different, especially like in Ohio versus like at LSU. Like it's so different. So I think people probably don't realize that like, that's why though, the reason I bring that up is because like my relationship to each of them was always so unique. So I loved them both the same. They were like, I care so much about them equally, but my dynamic with them was so different depending on the team because their dynamics are different. So it kind of, my role has to adjust. But college nationals, to answer your specific question, is just, it's crazy, but it's not. I try to I should be probably more like CEO Carsen on the weekends, but I'm really more choreographer Carsen because I have to. Like I'm so just like very like stressful, anxious, insane weekend when you're just like waiting if people like love your piece or don't, or you're waiting to see if the judges like it or don't, or you're waiting. It's like, as you guys know, it's just like a lot. So I think that I kind of have to do like slightly a little bit more of this because I don't think like as a human being, I can like handle the capacity of also everything else. So that weekend it's a lot. It's a lot emotionally. It's a lot like, you're investing your entire last 6 months in this 2 minutes. You guys get it. It's like, it's crazy and it's a lot, but it's also fun. This year was so fun. It really was.
Let alone then opening your phone to now millions of people's opinion on who should have won in this and this piece. And like, that's a lot to mentally take on.
Yeah. And I think it is. Yeah, I'm not going to lie and be like, yeah, no, it's totally fine. I think that like I go through stints. I generally try to do a good job. Maybe it's just like, I think the older that I've gotten, the better that I've had to get, to be honest, at it. But like, I try to just like, I try to realize that, what we're doing is really, though it's, arguably a sport and needs to be doing this and needs to get this and whatever. It's like, arguably like it might be that, but like at the core root of what dance is, like it is an art. And like some people are going to love what you do and some people are going to absolutely hate it. And I've just kind of gotten better at like, okay, like I see the craziest things or people comment things or like some people are just like so mean or rude. But like, to be honest, I think that the support that we typically get with LSU generally is very positive. And just like a lot of fans and a lot of people who really like what we do and who are supportive of what we do. So I tend to lean into that. And then like the 2 comments where it's like, you guys suck. I'm like, totally. Thanks. Like you kind of have to like if you get too wrapped up in it, it becomes, or sometimes when it does get too much, like when it's like, this person should have won. Now this person should have won. Now this, no, it's like, I'm like, phone down. Glass of wine. Like you kind of just have to like, you can't let it get to you. I feel like, and especially, the wins, the losses, you win, you lose, you this, you whatever. I'm like, yes, I'm highly competitive. Like I love to win probably more than the next person. But if it was just about that, I mean, I've lost a lot. I've won a lot, but I've also lost a lot. So I think I probably would have quit a while ago if it was just about that. So yeah, it's wild. TikTok especially is a wild place after college nationals.
The things people say on TikTok blow my mind too. Yeah. Like I can't imagine typing that and clicking send.
Well, that in general, I'm just like the type, like with my relationship to social media, it's like, I doom scroll all the time. But like for me to pause what I'm doing and reply to comment on somebody, I don't know if I ever have, unless it's like, I love this thing so much, or it's like some type of hack that I'm like, hi, can you send this to me? Like, I need this now. Like, I just, the thought that it takes, I personally don't understand anything in that, because that's not how I approach my social media doom scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
But you just hear, and I think so many people get so wrapped up. Like, I think too many people have too loud of a voice right now. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why are we giving that person a microphone? And I think that like it comes, so I think there's like there's people that are the loudest and the people that are maybe over here that are not the loudest, but probably have good things to say. And then you have just the general population where like, they don't know, but they're just like, yeah, this sucks. It's like, okay. Like I'm like, you've never danced in your life, but okay.
Right.
Or they're like, this is amazing. This should have won. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you've never danced, but totally. So it's just, you just gotta like take it and
bless and release.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know if it's just, again, my age. Like, I'm just so used to it now that I'm kind of like, yeah, okay. Like,
yeah. Your blinders are on and you're like, okay, think what you want.
It's like, just like, some is good. Some is, some is good to see. I think the positive stuff is what you have to focus on. But,
absolutely.
Honestly, it got scary this year. Dark. So I was like, I don't know what's happening, but it is what it is.
I know TikTok is a very there's no boundary on TikTok of what people think they can say or do. I think the human side is, people forget that there's humans that are dancing that dance or creating that piece. It's just,
and put their blood, sweat, and tears into it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's hard not to get, I care more about like people. I guess my approach to like that, because again, I think you have to be protective of your creativity, and you have to be protected. You have to have the blinders, or because if you're too exposed to too many opinions, that's when like you can lose part of it, right? Then you lose guidance. You lose your center line of like, okay, this is, so like, I feel like if Sammy and I were, and the blessing about LSU specifically is like we have each other. So when one of us tends to like do this, the other one's like by the back of the shirt, like, no. Like get back over to the center point, or like the North Star, or she'll go this way. And I'm like, get back. Like we're going to her, like you kind of always have to remember just like your creative North Star and be like, okay, really, why are we doing this? And people might hate it or they might love it. But like Sammy and I always have to remember too, like when we love it and the kids love it and it's like, that's the end goal, cause there's been seasons where it hasn't been that. Like Cry Me a River with the umbrellas, like we have differing viewpoints on it, but like last year's like I was not super, I don't want to say not proud of it, but like, cause that would be like really dramatic. I don't know the right word. It just never got to the point that like, I think I wanted it to creatively. Mm-hmm. So I have like feelings towards that one where I'm like, but you kind of just have to like, everything's a learning lesson, and versus like you have a year like this year where it's like, like the outcome didn't go how it went. And like we walked home with like the silver medal, but like we loved that routine so much that it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah. So good.
Thank you.
I need to watch it again right after you wrap.
Actually, it's probably been like 2 weeks since I watched it. So it's about time. I need to like, whoop. Like
it's time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Algorithm.
Yeah, get it into your algorithm. I feel like mine's like everyone's doing your routine. So I know you don't need this to hear this because you know it, but it's like you have impacted the world with your routine. Like truly, a gold to a silver I feel like that says so much about the legacy of this routine. Like that's what everyone's going to be thinking about until this time next year.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, no, it does mean a lot. And I think it's, again, like I know probably today I'm kind of like more like it doesn't matter, like and it does matter, and like there are times where it does impact me, but like I said, I'm lucky enough to have a crew around me and my family and Tammy who are like, okay, like get back to your come back over here to the reality land. But yeah, it's really crazy. And what, specifically with this year, like Rose, to your point, it's kind of like I think that when you start to, Sammy and I've created a lot of pieces that we're very proud of. And we've created some pieces that we have been fortunate enough that other people love, the world loves. So it goes viral, or like people start to learn the choreography, or just, are so wrapped up in it and it takes over their entire algorithm, like whatever it is. So when you've done that once, you're kind of like, you don't have anything to go off of. Like a Boy happened and we were like, what? Like, that was the first time ever. I've been choreographing since I was 16 years old, and I've been doing this specifically for a long time. I was choreographing for so many college teams. I'm like, this was really different. And then you're like, that's never going to happen again. And you kind of accept it. You're kind of like, okay, that was probably like a one-time thing. Like, that was it. Yay. Let's like live it up. And then Michael Jackson happens. And it's like, whoa, okay. Like, and then you again try to do it again. And it's like, so this year seeing the word like virality of it, of people wanting to learn the routine and loving it. And it seriously, like every other swipe is like, yeah, woke up, next one. Like, yeah, woke up, next. I'm like, whoa, like it's really crazy. And I think is a good reminder that like, when we do get in the down in the dumps and we're like, oh, like we lost, like that sucks. That's the reality. Like, that's not fun. I think it's a good reminder of like, yeah, we did, but like, it's inspiring so many people and people love it. And it's kind of like, goes back to the why, like not on the business side, but like, this is kind of why we do what we do. And Sammy and I are never, ever going to change. So it's kind of like, we're too old, too grown, and too aligned in our creativity to like, be like, okay, we'll do something else to make everybody happy.
Never change, please.
Thank you. Yeah.
The impact that you guys make is insane. So if any of our listeners wanted to join any of the tribe events that you mentioned this summer, can you just go over that again? Like, what is it? How can they sign up? All the things.
Yes, of course. So we essentially have 2 summer events. So we have events that happen throughout the year, but we have the training side that I was kind of talking about. We have our event that's called the Tour. There's some really exciting announcements. Actually, I haven't told anybody, but I'll just hint at it here. But we have some really exciting things that are coming up on that front in the next month. So definitely stay tuned on social media. But the Tour, like I said, but going backwards, is our training section of Tribe. So it's not a recruiting event, but it's where you're going to take master classes. It's like a day and a half event that is for dancers who want to dance in college. So this event is, packed with master classes, tons of recruitment education, and it has a lot of like the flexible formatting of like, you kind of feel like if you don't want to learn this here, you can go take this one here. So you're able to kind of customize your training, which is really nice. So there's really not anything like it, to be honest, especially
where is it?
The recruitment education side specifically, that information you literally can't get anywhere else. So if you want to dance in college, definitely look at going to the Tour this summer. And then separately from that, and you can do both. I think people get confused of like, well, should I be going to the Tour or should I be going to a regional combine? Both currently exist in your recruiting pathway. So one of them is teaching you the training of like, if you've never taken POM, you're going to take POM. You're going to train with people who have, are really heavily connected in the college world. You're getting to network with them and you're getting to learn about how to get recruited. Versus our regional combines that are coming up. They actually launch tomorrow on February 17th. We have 3 of them. There's Miami, there's Nashville, and there's Phoenix. So those are for dancers, any aged high school dancer that's out there who's looking to get recruited by college dance teams. You show up, that one's like less like heavy training and really like grounded in like getting better in progress. The recruiting events are really designed to do that, get you recruited. So you're showing up, you still get to train with Tribe. You're taking 3 master classes, jazz, hip hop, POM. And then the next day college coaches come and you perform those combos. And something just to note too about our recruiting events that I think is really important is like Tribe, people get to see the rooms on social media and they're like, oh my God, there's like 300 girls like packed in there. Like we hear that all the time. One, we always try to cap our limit to make sure that the quality of the experience I think is great. And number 2, I think something that people don't see on social media because we're always going to post like, the big picture shots, the big master classes. Is at our recruiting events, our event format has been built for 10 years based off of like coach feedback, my brain, dancers' brains, a lot of people who have attended our events. So you're going in really small groups, anywhere from, anywhere from 10 to 20 at our national or regional events. So your exposure, you're not just like showing up and taking a master class and like with dancer number 71 and being like, I hope somebody sees me. Like, the next day, you literally are going in front of every single dancer. You get to do technique, jazz, POM, and hip hop in small groups. in front of these coaches. So our regional events are exactly the same. Like there's kids that get recruited at our regional events every single summer. They're just more intentionally smaller. They're not like lights, camera, action, like our regional event, which is our flagship event, the Dance Combine. So our regional events are great for dancers, really anyone, whether you're new to recruiting and have no clue what's going on, whether you have already attended a few clinics, or whether you're just trying to like maintain relationships with coaches, the regional combines are a great option too. So those are kind of our two summer event pathways for any dancers out there that want to come train and take with us. And then the last thing I'll say too is like, I think something that we're mostly known for that I want people to know too is just that like we have such a great team and faculty. So I think that like I'm very selective of who represents Tribe and who teaches at Tribe events. And it's really built on like a lot of positivity and just a lot of like just encouragement. Like not a lot of people fail. You might fall in a combo or forget the choreography. And I think it's a lot of people walk away from our events talking about the environment, just like how it's built, just a lot. I got a lot of positivity and, it's high pressure, it's high stakes, especially any recruiting event. You're like, oh God, please don't mess up this 8 count. Like I have to be perfect to get recruited. And your dream school is like sitting 16 feet in front. It's like, I get it. It's a pressure cooker, but it's, it's also the reality, like of college dance. Like you guys know what it's like. It's like every practice of like turning around a game day routine in 24 hours, learning a nationals routine for the top spot. It's like dance is kind of a pressure cooker in of itself. So it's helping you get used to being in that environment before you're actually in it, when you are at college. So the tour.
It's amazing.
Coming at you. See you there.
Yay.
Seriously, get your booties there.
Yes.
So jealous. Well, I think that wraps up our Q&A, but we have an exciting surprise. Carsen is going to join us for the girls' room, which is our advice segment. So she is going to give you girlies some advice. We had 3 submissions. You already answered one of them about just like timeline as a choreographer for nationals. So we're going to do 2 submissions today. First one.
Okay.
Can you explain what it's like navigating the transition from going from dancer to choreographer?
Yes. Wow. Whoever asked this, buckle up. I think the two, they each support each other in such a big way, but they're also 2 really independent jobs. You can be a really phenomenal dancer and you can't choreograph an 8 count. And you can, opposite of that, you can be an incredible like choreographer and, creative director or like have the vision for it, but you might not personally be able to like hit the step in a full combo. So I think both things are not mutually exclusive, but one can exist and one can't. So they kind of blend into each other. As far as my personal journey, because I think like just to note, I'm going to answer this, but this is just me and this is my journey. So whoever asked this question, just keep that in mind. But I think it's I think it's really hard to balance the 2, but I think for me, I try to remember, like, I think there was a point in my career where I was more choreographer Carsen, and it was almost like a part of me, this is going to sound like really morbid, but like died. Like, because, even though you're still training and dancing, it's like you kind of, the goals of being whether it's a professional dancer, or I'll just use that in my sense. It was like, I had for a while there, it was like, I want to be a professional dancer. Like I want to dance in the industry. I want to book TV, film, background. Like this is my dream. And then at some point along the lines, it had to shift because of my, or not had to, but just kind of did. And so you have to kind of shift your goal, your end point a little bit. So in that, it's like a part of dancer Carsen had to die. So choreographer Carsen because there wasn't enough space to because then I also was starting the business at the time. So there was a lot where something had to go. Mm-hmm. But I say this to say, I say all that to say that I think that some of the most brilliant creative directors out there aren't dancers. They're not currently training in class 7 days a week, all that. But I do think there's a balance of and I think I've had to learn this, and Sammy and I talk about this a lot of are we stale? Because we're not training a lot anymore. We're not living in the day-to-day class. And it's really hard, as a choreographer, it's when you don't dance, a lot of your movement vocabulary of the ease of coming up with steps comes from either teaching all the time or dancing all the time. Right. Cause you're constantly you're training. It's like a muscle. So when you don't train it, it gets like a little scary at times. So like for me personally, that's been like such a hard, not a hard transition, but it's been a little bit challenging because like, I'm like, well, if I'm not training all the time, where am I supposed to come up with these steps? Like, where are they living? Like, I don't know where
It's
they're
so
at.
true.
So it's challenging, but I also think like the positive that I'll leave with is like, it's so exciting. Like so long are the days where like your only options outside of high school were to like go dance in college for 4 years and do nothing after because you couldn't, there was no opportunity. Or like maybe build a professional job. And then like, that was it. Like
right.
There are now truly like long-term career opportunities in dance of like, even in tribe, like we always are looking for obviously like people who are in dance, but like might know marketing or like in dance, but might know this. So there's so many more long-term like opportunities out there. Even on the choreography side, it's like, there was not really like I could be a choreographer and like truly support myself. That wasn't really like a thing. We have like multiple choreographers, a lot that are on our Choreo Connect agency that do this full time. Like they're fully supporting themselves, just doing an entire, choreography career. So that's the positive that I'll say about like being a dancer from that transition is like, there's the option now. You don't,
right.
It's like, I'm a dancer and like, that was fun. That was it. Like, that was great. Loved it while it lasted, like choreography really is able to take people a lot more places now, which is really cool.
It is so cool.
Insane.
Loved that answer. Okay, so last one. It's a little bit long, but it's a good one.
Okay.
This person said, as a high school dance coach in Texas, I am blessed to work with extremely talented dancers who want to compete at the highest level in college. However, Texas high school dance teams are still slowly moving to the route of mat style competing and training. I am making the move and pushing my team that direction while also requiring studio hours due to the fact that a bunch of my team has dreams of dancing in college. But what do you need from us as coaches in order for our dancers to be recruited? Switch to mat style, focus on certain skills, take them to certain conventions, etc. And what is advice we can give our kids who may not be on teams that are training to that level? I also really talk to them about how to best market themselves, but just am curious as I am super passionate about this topic and want to be able to better advocate, especially here in Austin, Texas. Thank you.
Oh, I don't know who this is, but you sound very sweet. Okay. And you also did ask like 17 questions in one, but like, I'm going to do my best, girl.
Okay.
Okay. Number one, you're in a great spot because you care. So like there are a lot of, I say that to say this, like being a high school coach or honestly a parent, it's kind of, they're two separate roles, but two people who like, if you're looking at the center point of like a recruit or a dancer, it's like, there's the next bubble of like maybe like their network, then there's the parenting, and there whatever. It's like there's a lot of people who are involved in getting a high school dancer recruited. I love to hear that one, you care enough to ask this question, because I think a lot of high school coaches, not a lot, but I have seen it. It's the reality that some are like, I don't really know what my involvement is, or like, I don't really want to dip my toe in that water. And like, if you want to dance in college, that's great. I think more are starting to be like, how can I help? What can I do? How can I assist my dancer in supporting them into this next phase? So kind of answering your question, and I'm like looking at these again as I answer. I think like, as far as the when you say switching to mat style, I'm not exactly familiar with what you mean, but I do think like I am familiar with Texas being a world of its own. So that's actually like one of our largest, like in the last few seasons, has become one of our like largest areas for choreography in Tribe. It's like one of our most, I think it actually this year was our most popular state. So I'm aware that the Texas system of dance is so different, like with the drill being forward, not a lot of like national competitions. It really is in kind of its own bubble. But I think there are also, a lot of dancers who've been getting recruited out of Texas who are willing to get out there. So to answer your question about like what type of skills, I think generally speaking, if I was a high school coach today, I would look at I would like get a spreadsheet out and I would look at like the top D1, whatever your like levels of schools are. And I would probably categorize it in the levels of schools of D1, or D1A, D1 open, whatever. And then I would probably write down the skills that you're seeing in the top 3 teams at nationals in their routines. Generally, I would tell you that like, obviously like right and left aerials, acro is becoming huge in college, being able to do the 540s. Not just that, but the turn combos, the speed of the turn combos, you know, box turns and changing spots. I mean, like things that like the three of us on this call probably like, you know, one I couldn't do, definitely. You guys were probably a little younger and like able to do. But just the skills that are now required of dancers has obviously elevated. So I would, instead of me, because there's so many, obviously, and there's so many schools, it depends on the level of the kids that you're trying to get to that level. So I would look at it, I would break it down by, you know, divisions, and then look at those schools and be like, okay, like what type of skills are they throwing out on the mat? Like, what are they doing? And then obviously going backwards to train your kids how to do those skills to make them the most, you know, well-rounded as possible before they go in. I think the other thing too, we were kind of talking about like pushing your team in that direction while also like requiring studio hours. I think that's a big thing. And you were kind of asking like, which events, what conventions? I don't think there's not one convention or one thing. Like am I biased? Yes, because I own Tribe 99, but like, I also think that we do it the best. I think that like, if you can get your kid to a recruiting event, get them to ours. And I say that confidently in my team and who we have, because I think we do it in a really good way. And I think it's a really positive experience, which I think is like really important to your dancers wanting to keep doing it. So if there's a recruiting event, I would say like get them to Tribes. Obviously we're coming to Dallas for our national event, which might be like a little late this season. But conventions are not, I think there's really any convention, but I think to answer your question about like where to take them, it's as many places as possible. That's like, if I was a high school coach today or a studio owner, I would just be making my kid take everything and anything, like training with all different choreographers, training in all styles, even like ballroom and things that maybe aren't dance team, but like really do make you more versatile, because you never know what situation you're going to be in, or like you're at a recruiting event or at a clinic and they all of a sudden put on an improv song and it's like a Latin focused ballroom and like you're able to hit the step and like you stand out because of it. So the most versatile that I think you can keep your dancers as well in their training. So, and recommending that too, like recommending that they go, if there's a convention that's coming, like get your kids there, like, or like recommend that to them. I think that's probably the best way that I would approach it for sure. If I was a coach today. I'm hoping I answered everything. I think
that was really good response.
Oh,
amazing advice. Yeah, truly.
I was like, there was like 17 questions, but I'm hoping I answered like at least 2 of them.
I feel like that'll be so impactful for her. Like you gave her really good, tangible things she can do. No one better than her to give you advice.
Yes, the best of the best. Well, I think that concludes our happy hour. Thank you so much, Carsen. This was so fun, so informational. Honestly, such a fun trip down memory lane for Rose and I.
I honestly was, because like it does feel like, partly feels like yesterday that you guys were like hitting the gasolina step in front of me, like in that Floyd Central gym.
Oh my gosh.
Or in the mat at Floyd Central with the rooms with the mat, like the wrestling room.
Oh my gosh, stop. PTSD.
That feels like yesterday, but also feels like it might have been 25 years ago. So yes, when this like came about and Rose reached out, I was like, yeah, man, it was just a great way to see. And I've, followed your guys' journeys and obviously know you're still involved in dance and have followed you on social media. So it's so great to see your faces and reconnect.
Yeah. So before we cheers and end it, where can people find you? What are your social handles for yourself and for Tribe?
Well, where can they find me is different than social media. However, no, my social media, my personal is just at Carsen.Rowe, and my name's spelled with an E. So people, it's CARSEN.ROWE. And that's on TikTok as well, I think. Yeah, totally. And then, and then Tribes is at Tribe99 or Tribe.99.official. That is our Instagram handle. So you guys can find all the information there. And yeah, definitely stay tuned, especially on Tribes. Right now, that's the priority over my personal channels. We've got a lot of really exciting things coming out for our 10-year. So definitely head on over there.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. I know you have your hand in so many things, so your time is so valuable, but I know our listeners are going to absolutely eat up this episode. So cheers to that. And yeah, just so good connecting with you.
I know. So good. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Carsen. Well, as always, thank you guys for listening to this episode. We hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, join the Patreon, all the things.
Yes, and we will just leave us with a cheers and a toast to all things dance team, all things amazing Tribe 99 and Carsen. What a fun, amazing memory lane episode. And I hope you guys loved and enjoyed it as much as we did. We love you, and we will see you same time, same place next week.
Bye.